I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's pretty powerful. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys haven't even heard that, let alone read it or said it. And those of you who have, you haven't heard it, at least in its entirety, in a long time either. I love this country. I know a lot of y'all do too. The Pledge of Allegiance, I don't see anything wrong with kids pledging allegiance to this country. I just don't. And parents, they don't understand how important it is for kids to learn honor at that young of age. Respect, gratitude for what was passed down to them. Now we've become a nation of people who would prefer have our security provided for us than to be in control of it ourselves. There's laws being passed to prevent crime from taking place. Last time I checked, the laws that were in place to punish those who broke the law, as far as for these crimes, actual crimes, last time I checked, that was sufficient. We have a pretty broad amount of laws here in the United States, and when you break the law, you're held accountable for those laws, and then apparently, well, not so much anymore. Once you pay your debt to society, you continue to pay your debt to society for the rest of your life, as far as your Second Amendment rights goes. But that's a whole nother story we'll talk about later. But you can't sit down and expect people to change if you don't give them the opportunity to. And I think once a person pays their debt to society, they should be entitled to all their civil rights. Call me crazy, but all these gun laws that they're making nowadays to stop people from committing crimes is unconstitutional. In order to prevent a crime from taking place, you have to step on people's rights. There's no other way around it. Now, we've got a majority rule circumstance going on in this country, and it's bullshit. Our country wasn't designed for majority rules except for one thing: elections. That's who is put in office to maintain the security of our country as a whole from the world, and to maintain our economy so that we all can make money and live happily and prosper. That's the way it was designed. Now, the legislative branch was designed to put into place laws to keep people from violating other people's rights and a consequence for said violations. Now we have laws that there are no victims to. We have victimless crimes. They're creating a circumstance to have a police state, which is basically martial law, well, just a step before it. It's unconstitutional to sit down and tell someone you cannot have this right unless you apply for this permit. You cannot have this right unless you apply for this license. It makes no sense. We're not a free country anymore because we've handed our freedoms away under the mysterious and magical guise that a government official or a representative such as a police officer will come and save the day when we're in duress, and that is not how it happens. It's not. You call the police, chances are nowadays you're going to jail for something. They don't like being bothered even. You call the police to your house and say, hey, I think I have a prowler, and they just go through and look around to try to find something illegal that you've done so they can at least haul somebody to jail to generate revenue for this system to keep on stepping on the people's necks further and further. Then you got people shooting up schools. which wouldn't happen if everybody was armed. But they wanted more gun laws because that worked out so well for Chicago and everywhere else that has strict gun laws. DC, you know, I don't get it. Nowhere with strict gun laws has low crime rates. But they want the entire country to have they want strict gun laws throughout the entire country, which would lead one to believe that they want crime in the entire country to go up, so that there is more of a necessity for them to become militant. They're getting tanks, for fucking Christ's sakes, man. Police with tanks. They're wearing military tactical equipment, and they're treating civilians like they're the enemy. And when they execute civilians, when they investigate it themselves, they find themselves not guilty of any crime. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. The people should be in charge of their own security. If you can go through and train a child at 16 years of age to drive a vehicle, at that age you can do the same thing and teach them to properly handle a firearm safely and defend themselves. Because I'll tell you right now, a car is just as deadly, if not more deadly, than a firearm. I'll tell you right now, if there were no guns, if these strict gun laws were in place, one of these kids still wanted to hurt everyone in their school, what they would probably do is locate a car or another type of weapon. What is going to be anti-car laws as soon as a kid decides to drive through a school because he don't have a gun or because he can't find some other weapon that would carry out his insane, ignorant, sadist fucking agenda? People who are evil are going to find a way to be evil. We need to figure out how to work on people not wanting to be evil. Make people happy. Make people feel like they're becoming prosperous. They have an option. They have a future. Stop with all the bullshit. You know, make it where there's jobs where people can actually make good money. And then, well, it's happening. It's starting in the right direction right now. And I see good things. But at the same time, we still have a horrible terrorist state and nobody's able to defend themselves as long as they have permission from the government, which is bullshit. Bullshit. I don't see anywhere in the Second Amendment where it states, the rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed unless they've been convicted of a felony, no, just because they wrote it in later on in life to create a circumstance to where more people can be victimless and more people can be victims. It's bullshit. Poor people are the ones paying the price for all this. Get our heads out of our asses and get in there in the jury room and start making some fucking change. Go in there and find people not guilty of victimless crime. See how quick this penitentiary system starts shutting down. Read the Constitution. Don't find anybody guilty unless they are guilty of an actual crime. Don't let these people tell you that, oh, this is a crime because this person says it's a crime, who this person told this person it's a crime. That's bullshit. A person possessing a firearm, regardless if they're a felon or not, should not be a crime. Because if they're going to do some dumb shit with that firearm, everyone should be fucking armed. And if this person does something dumb with their firearm, like tries to rob a place or shoot something or someone that they shouldn't, there should be people there already armed to protect these people. We, the people, are supposed to look out for one another. And we're shifting that responsibility over to the police, over to the judicial branch. And it's bullshit because everyone wants to be lazy. We should all care about each other enough to protect each other. That's what it should be. We shouldn't have to depend on no government entity for it. The only thing we should depend on the government to protect us from is to send our military out there and defend us from other countries that want to harm our country on a mass scale. That's all. We should have a sheriff in every county who can go through and deputize people if there is a serious situation at hand. We have a free fire department People volunteer to be firemen. More people die in fires than die from crime. But we don't have a full-time, paid 30 to 40 people on the payroll for our fire department. But for the police, we have 30 to 40 officers in multiple angles. We got state police, city police, and county police. In some areas, tribal police, and also DNR. Why do we have so many police? We don't have barely any firefighters. People die every day in fires. Natural disasters. Look at how things worked out down there in Louisiana, and shit like that happens everywhere. But we're focused on police and everything, then protecting everybody from what should be protected from, when people should be protecting themselves from what the police are doing. It's bullshit. Bullshit. Get off our asses, America, and start taking our fucking country back before it's too late. And all you have to do is fill out your jury card. Go in there and do your duty as a United States citizen. And if you see something that's bullshit, call bullshit. This is unconstitutional. Person's acquitted. Period. That's all you gotta do. Puts the power back in the people's hands. That's where it needs to be. Alright. That's all I got to say about that.